President Adama Barrow's cabinet-in-waiting. Here's what we know so far. There are about half a dozen spots left as Gambians watch to see who President Adama Barrow will select to fill critical senior government positions. The people that Mr. Barrow pick will not only be tasked with running entire ministries and state departments, they'll be the best indication of how Barrow intends to govern and which of his many policy positions he intends to pursue after 22 years of dictatorship in the Gambia. Gambians expected to have the nominees being named today, but it seems they will only be known at a swearing-in on Wednesday. That did not, however, stop journalists from digging to find who may be manning what government bureau. Here's what we have learned so far. UDP treasurer and financial consultant Amadou Sannet, who was released from jail on Monday after being held by the former regime for 3 years in the notorious Mile 2 prison, will be finance minister. Gender and rights activist Dr. Izzata Touré, who is so far the only woman in the cabinet beside VP Fatoumatta Tambajang, is set to become the Trade and Commerce Minister. She is one of the leaders of the coalition after abandoning her independent bid for the presidency. Batambadu, a Gambian lawyer who has worked as a UN prosecutor for the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda and the former Yugoslavia, has been named as the likely candidate for the Attorney General and Justice Minister job. If confirmed, it seems he will be the only apolitical appointee among the 11. Longtime opposition leader and former President Yahya Jammeh's arch-rival Ousainou Darboe is poised to take the Foreign Affairs Ministry. Barrow rose to power after the jailing of Darboe, a human rights attorney, for taking part in opposition protests that rocked the country in the spring of last year. Barrow had confirmed that Mr. Darboe will definitely be in his cabinet, but most expected him to be the Attorney General. Henry Gomez of the GPDP party, who had lived in Germany for long, is confirmed to become the Youths and Sports Minister. Gomez has already been through a vetting by an oversight committee clearing any questions about dual citizenship. Former hotelier and entertainment manager turned fierce politician Adama Barrow will be Minister of Tourism and Culture. Mr. Barrow extensive experience in tourism and was head of Mansi Beach Hotel. Former government minister under Sir Dawda Jawara's PPP, Omar Jallow, is poised to become the Minister of Agriculture. A critical sector for the Gambian economy and formerly its largest employer, especially in its rural communities. Mr. Jallow was Minister of Agriculture when Jammeh took over in a military coup in '94. Opposition propagandist Laminde, who was jailed with UDP leader Ousainou Darboe last year, will become the next Land and Regional Governance Minister. Although this lawyer has no service experience under his belt, his representation of those abused by the security system and being the target of an assassination have put him up for the Homeland Security job. Opposition GMC leader Muhammad Fati, who has been the special advisor to President Adama Barrow, is to become the Minister of Interior, overseeing the security apparatus and detention centers. Former Banjul mayor and senior PPP member James Gomez will be heading a ministry that is key to President Barrow's job creation plan for the youth. Mr. Gomez will be the Minister of Fisheries, Water Resources, and National Assembly Matters. This will only be definite on Wednesday after they are sworn in. They will be Barrow's powerful advisors on critical policy issues. Barrow is to be lauded for constituting a vetting committee. Top administration officials and advisors do not require parliamentary confirmation. Who Barrow chooses to surround himself with greatly affects what his administration will accomplish. He has appointed former military chief Lieutenant General Masana Kinta as his national security advisor. These top aides, such as Mr. Kinta, are just a slice of the hundreds of appointments Barrow may need to find appointees for. People who will oversee day-to-day operations at the agencies and diplomatic missions that make up the government. Aside from the cabinet, people still want to know who would become the country's Chief Justice, Speaker of the National Assembly, economic and domestic policy advisors, and ambassadors to the United States, Senegal, United Kingdom and the United Nations.